Oh, how about a real graphic? Oh.
Oh, and we got Joy's graphic. Cool.
We got Joy's graphic. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's open with this.
Hello, I'm from the United States Postal Service. For more than 200 years, you've counted on us to deliver your mail on time. Neither rain, nor snow, nor sleet, nor hail has kept us from doing our job. But now, for the first time in history, there's something that does. Bullshit. Introducing our new Postmaster General, appointed by the President himself. Does he have experience in running a postal service? Of course not. But he has many years' experience in donating millions of dollars to these guys. That's what makes him perfectly qualified for running the Postal Service. Off a fucking cliff. In just a few weeks, he managed to slow our deliveries down to a trickle, dismantle mail sorting machines across the country, fire and reassign our executives to sow confusion, and abduct mailboxes from your neighborhood. Bullshit! Thankfully, the bullshit was so egregious that it brought the nation together for once, forcing this stooge to back off. For now, bullshit doesn't just hinder the brave workers of the Postal Service, many of whom have given their lives to keep delivering mail during a deadly pandemic. It also makes it harder for you to vote in the coming election, an election in which millions more will use mail-in ballots to avoid standing in line for hours at a polling station during a deadly pandemic. Does mail-in voting favor one party over another? No. In Colorado, where most people voted by mail, Republicans flipped a Senate seat and won a majority in the state Senate. Is it open to fraud? No. As this big sack of shit admitted under oath, there's no evidence for concern about mail-in ballot fraud. Even this coven of corporate edgelords has said so. Again, in states that mostly use mail-in voting, fraud affected only a handful of ballots out of millions cast. You know what does skew the results of an election? Not voting, which is what all this bullshit is designed to do by eroding your trust in mail-in voting. Bullshit! Some say we need more funding to do our job, but what we really need is less bullshit! And since there's little chance of that, here's how you can ensure your vote is counted in November. Remember how you learned to flatten the curve of the virus so our healthcare system could cope? Well, now it's time to flatten this curve to ensure your postal system can cope with the unprecedented demand for mail-in ballots. You can do this by following these simple steps. First, make sure to check your registered to vote. You can do that here. If your state allows it, vote early. If that entails requesting a mail-in ballot, request it today. Today. Complete your ballot carefully and mail it off as fast as possible to ensure we can get it in by your state's deadline. Late ballots won't be counted. Some states have drop boxes where you can take your ballot in person. Or fuck it, just go to a rich neighborhood and use a mailbox there. It'll arrive on time. None of this favors any one party over the other, but it will ensure that whoever wins the election, we can still claim to be a democracy after this November. U.S. Postal Service. We deliver for you in rain, snow, hail, and even bullshit. Authorized by the Department for Delivering Mail, and also arresting con men.
And also arresting con men. You know, they'd have to have a pretty big paddy wagon in Congress if they did that, don't you think? Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Oz.
How you doing?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday
It's
to you.
the end of the world as we know it.
As we know it.
No, it's just another Monday. Come on, you guys.
God, you're
yeah, just
so
another Monday in 2020.
Chanda, you're so damn depressing. Throw her out, will you please?
I'm a doomer. Get over it.
But the mail, you guys.
But the mail. Hey, we're in Washington. We got people that fight, so I'm hoping our mail will get back on track very soon.
It's definitely, we need to get back on track. Now, everybody's wondering, why do I have, what is that, a Picasso Superman in the window, or what is that? Is that?
Or a terrible self-portrait. I don't know.
Oh, you're so sweet. Now, today we're going to, the big question is, are there any superheroes left?
I found one.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. Amber?
I'm still waiting for the Medicare for All superhero to come save us.
Oh, we need one of those, goddammit.
That's why we're having superhero car parades.
Yeah, well.
Got a lot of anti-heroes.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
That goes around the globe.
Yeah, no, Medicare for all. I mean, whether it be Batman Medicare for all, Superman Medicare for all. We have a superhero in the chat. We've got a vegan superhero. Cheese
Yes,
Man.
we do.
Cheese Man, the vegan superhero. Morning, Brian. Glad you could join us today. Melissa, we got another superhero in the chat. Melissa's a no bullshit superhero. So who we got? Oh, we got Franklin Walbrown, another no bullshit superhero. I think the no bullshit team's going to outnumber everybody else at this point, right?
Maybe we could talk Pramila into getting a cape and pretending.
Yeah. Well, she tried, and I'll get into that too, because Pramila and unfortunately Nancy Pelosi, they endorsed Joe Kennedy. But look at that smile.
Mama bear.
Mama bear. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to take this a little bit further and talk about, are there any, I know I'm using this fictitious nonsense sort of thing, but are there any real superheroes left? I mean, Bernie's not there anymore. I can't see his face on anybody. What do we have left there? Is would you call the squad, any of those the squad members or what?
They're superheroes in training, maybe.
They're superheroes in training. I think the real superheroes are the ones that aren't running for office yet. Because why? Why aren't they running for office?
They know better.
I don't know. Is Jamal Bowman a superhero? I think we had some running. I think Jason Call and Rebecca. Rebecca could be a superhero. So I know Mariana Williamson's a superhero up in Washington.
Hell yeah,
State.
she is.
We have superheroes pending November election. But not without a lot of bloodshed and a lot of drama, because we clearly know the powers that be would rather pander to Republicans than to Democrats and progressives. So, even Rahm Emanuel called it the year of the Biden Republican.
Yeah, it sounds like what Schumer...
I'm so excited.
What is that, Reagan Democrats and Nixon Democrats? Is that what he was getting at there or what? This is the same failed crap that they were selling, that Schumer was selling for every,
truck.
For every Democrat we lose, we pick up 2 suburban Republicans or whatever. Isn't that what he said? How'd that?
Well, we're picking up a lot of QAnon this year.
Oh, so. QAnon.
The Qers.
Yeah, every time you say that and I see QAnon, it's like this big Q-tip with a face on it that just came out of your ear. I mean, I don't know, but I had a discussion with one of our friends the other day. We have to be reasonable and reach out, because all these people, just because they buy propaganda doesn't mean that they're lost souls. Would you guys agree to that?
Yeah.
I know. There are people too, right? I mean, a lot of them believe in Medicare for all. A lot of them believe in getting out of these wars. I mean, I'm not just talking about the QAnon people, but everybody that we have, like points of view that I consider, right. I mean,
people can be good people, but when they're easily influenced, they're easily manipulated. And I have
support bad policy. Yeah,
that's the argument. That's a very well justified argument. But we get pounded, and I'm pretty tired of the word progressive because it's been co-opted so much. If you can call them.
Yeah, but you can. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. We were going to talk about that the other day. Years ago, I had the Democratic Party locally come to me and say, quit calling yourselves progressives, our committees, whatever. And I really thought about it. And I finally went back to them and said, look, I didn't name us progressives. The millennials are the ones that have embraced that term, and they are the future. So I'm going to support the terms that they want to use. So anytime people have come at me, yeah, it gets co-opted. It gets co-opted constantly, but we just have to set ourselves apart and make sure that people understand what a fucking true progressive is compared to a neolib. So I support the word progressive just because we didn't choose it. The millennials did.
Yeah. Amber, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, it's hopes for third parties. It's, the left of the left that's closer to the right, but they don't realize it yet. There's a bunch. It really doesn't matter what the word is. It will be co-opted. Right. It used to be, a few other things too over the years. It really doesn't matter what it is. Trying to put terms to things though is very interesting. And like I've seen some data modeling where we've been able to take all of our state representatives and 3D model their votes so that we can see, and rank them basically on where they fall. And it's pretty telling when you combine that with the donations and the influence. So
yeah, the disparity between them, I think, is what you're saying, right? I mean, truly, I almost remember Amos was having us put those models up, the dot chart about who's progressive and who's not. And it showed like Harris way over to the left as far as being a progressive, and I'm saying bullshit. But what's your metric for measuring this stuff? And this is why it's just like who's counting the votes, who's writing history, because they are going to use the metric on what actually happened to support their agenda every damn time.
Well, and you can rewrite it all, just like COVID test data,
all that sort of stuff. I have above us. This is a 19-year-old candidate who beat Democrat Frankenfurter back. Do you know the name of this kid again? Sorry, I lost it last time.
I know he's 19.
Yeah, 19. Well, I'll run the clip, but they used cancel culture. Is that what it was? From when he was 12 years old, and with his phone, he did some heinous stuff that maybe he shouldn't, and he beat this incumbent plutocrat Democrat jerkface in his race. But let me play the clip. Tell me if you can hear it, guys.
19-year-old progressive Aaron Coleman had a stunning victory against his incumbent opponent, Congressman Stan Frauenfelder. Despite the first time
I was close.
Being outspent by more than
Frankenfurter
10-1 to become the nominee.
But the college student and part-time dishwasher is now engulfed in a controversy based on misconduct from when he was 12 and 13 years old. Kansas State Democratic Party vowed to organize a write-in campaign on behalf of Frauenfelder. He's the one that lost in that primary. And now Coleman has said that he is going to resign and pull out of the race altogether. Journalist Zed Jelani joins us now to talk about the fallout and Coleman's reaction to it. So great to see you, Zed, as always.
Good to see you, Zed.
It's good to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was quick.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. Zed, I can take or leave Zed sometimes, but he got busted for doing some revenge porn share when he was 12 years old. He's a little kid. 12 years old in school with an iPhone. It's like getting into puberty and you don't know what to do. So a dirty picture of somebody. Yeah, I'm going to be stupid when I'm 12 because I don't have the decision-making process. And there's some other things. He's had like a shitty, horrible life. His mother died.
Which makes me want him to be there all the more because he understands it.
This is this is the argument that I have. You take an incumbent, kneel to the corporation sort of a thing with Frankenfurter, and then you turn around, you get a dishwasher, dishwasher is his job, who is, gets out there and has the wherewithal to run for office against this guy. Admittedly, it wasn't a huge vote thing, but I think there was out of 850 votes, the kid won by, it was a local race. I want the dishwasher. I don't want the one that's going to be kissing the ass of the corporations all day long. And I could be wrong, but this one stinks. Now, who did they did something similar to some other candidates around the country through this election cycle. Can you guys name one or two of them?
Jason Call.
Then what was that one? What was his crime?
As a teacher, he went and cut a Confederate flag down after he repeatedly asked students to remove it. That was on school property.
Okay. And he...
Years ago, man.
Yeah. I think it was, 2 years ago. And, here's the thing with that. I mean, he put up, he it wasn't hiding in the shadows or behind a phone. He walked out there and said, this is bullshit. We're fomenting hate and race in front of my damn school. Bullshit. I'm going to stand up. And he didn't attack the person who did it. He just cut down the piece of shit flag. And he didn't even take it. He threw it in the back of their truck just to send a message. So... the
hypocrisy of this is the head of the Washington State Democrats has got multiple tweets out there talking about how Confederate flags are hate flags and they need to be, taken down. But then as soon as Jason runs, she's the first one to go out there and attack him.
That is
what she encouraged others to.
That is the hypocrisy. We've got one of the worst state party chairs in the state of Washington.
Worst,
in my opinion. So they call Washington a progressive or a liberal state, not liberal, progressive. Yeah, the people are, but the ones that snuck their way into the positions they have are hypocrites and liars. So, and I can say that about you because I'm saying it publicly, and you suck.
Amber ran by shit libs.
Amber, who was another? Chris Armitage? Was he at the tar? So they did the same thing to him with a sexual encounter or something.
It seems to be, and they also Shahid Buttar.
Oh yeah, Shahid.
Morse.
Something he supposedly did 22 years ago, and I heard some other stuff about Shahid that he's really a tough guy to work for. But dragging up something 22 years ago, that was what I could see. People kind of. That's up to them, man. And
there was a lot of credibility issues with the persons and people that have reported it or were alleged to have say things. I've met him in person myself. Never got those vibes from anyone, and as many years as a bartender, I can read people's creepy intentions pretty quickly.
Yeah,
noted Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's like and Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. What time's Bill Clinton and Colin Powell and John Kasich speaking at the RNC convention? Do you know, Chanda?
I think it starts at 6, but I'm pretty sure that Beauty and the Boomer are gonna be doing some smack talking.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go in there and beat some RNC ass tonight. I mean, it's only fair because we went in and he kicked some DNC ass last week. So yeah, Boomer and the Beast, Beauty and the Boomer tonight. We'll get on there between 6 and 6:30. Let me see. Where do we need to go?
I had a superhero in there.
You had a superhero. Who was your superhero in there?
My superhero is Miss Nina Turner telling Anderson Cooper the fucking truth about the DNC convention.
That was beautiful.
Oh, is that this one?
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to this one because yeah, you guys have something in there. Make sure you say, "Hey, how'd you miss that one?" Because it's hard lining these up. When we do the show, we just have an hour to get all the stuff together, and it's not necessarily in the order we want. So I go with the flow of the conversation, and I've got verbal diarrhea first thing on Monday morning, so it messes me up. It's all over the screen. Here we go.
Goddamn Chromes.
Crumbs.
So Nina Turner has recently
there's Nico.
Fire on Twitter by the Democrats for telling the truth about the Democratic National Convention. And she even threw some shots at some of y'all's favorites. Let's take a look.
Wiping people out left and right, whether literally or through their livelihoods. We have an opportunity, if it is taken, to show that the Democratic Party will be the one, not to answer to the corporate interests. There are 12 billionaires, Anderson, in this country who are at $1 trillion. They control $1 trillion worth of wealth. Meanwhile, back on Main Street, people are catching all kinds of hell. So we are going to stand up for the poor, the working poor, and a barely middle class in this country. And it's bigger than having BLM blocks behind you or quoting or mentioning Ella Baker's name. It is living up to those high ideas and the principles by which those freedom fighters fought for. This is the time to do that. People need it.
I'm wondering what you thought of Senator Sanders' remarks embracing Joe Biden, clearly asking his supporters to get Joe Biden elected.
I mean, the senator was clear. He's a man of his word. He said it in 2016. He said it again in 2020. So the senator is doing what he does. But he created a movement. He was a spark, and the movement is the fire. And so the movement doesn't change. The notion that we need Medicare for all does not change. The notion that we need to legalize cannabis and take it off of Schedule 1 because it has ruined so many lives, particularly African-American lives with the war on drugs. Anderson, that doesn't change. The need to have college for all, that doesn't change. Environmental justice, see, none of those core fundamental issues change because it was never about a personality. It was more about the mission. And so progressives are still on the mission, understanding very clearly that we got two dragons we got to slay. We got to slay the dragon of neo-fascism and slay the dragon of neoliberalism, and the progressive movement is here for it.
Nina.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, he didn't want her to go anymore after that, man. She fucking dropped some truth. We got two dragons we need to slay, neoliberalism and neo-fascism.
Anderson.
He's like, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Shut up now.
Yeah, you're talking about my club, Nina. Stop it, please.
So this pissed the Dems off, and they started crying. And yeah, that was a Nico House clip. Hey, go over to his YouTube page and follow his new page. You know, he's only got, and I'm not even kidding, a couple hundred followers on his new YouTube page.
Yeah, while you're there, go over to the Patreon account for The Accidental Activist and Roar Media, which is Oz, and help me find my marbles. Amber, we need to get your Patreon in there too, because we
Amber.
Yeah, we appreciate a couple of bucks a month support, and thank you so much. And AK Amber at patreon.com, is that what it is?
Switch that, yes.
Okay. Patreon at akamber.com. Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll get it in there. Good morning, Barbara.
You have it somewhere.
Good morning, Barbara, Jilly, Insight and Awareness, Brom, and Kendra. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Kendra. Lots of wrenches in here. Everybody's a wrench. Everybody's a wrench. Melissa.
Wrench.
Yeah, there you go. Human love, solidarity. What do you not understand about Not Me Us? And Jilly, Melissa, I'm surprised we couldn't hear his producer yelling at him to get Nina to stop talking.
Get her off, cut. Go to commercial.
I'm sure was happening because
in his ear, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's getting a bug in the ear.
So
time.
Something happened yesterday again, and this is just one thing, and it broke my heart and it pissed me off, and
we got to go there, guys.
This is out of control. Yeah, we got to go there. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in and run it.
I'm going to look away. If you don't want to watch, don't watch.
Yeah, you probably already seen this, but this was Saturday or yesterday, I believe.
Yesterday.
This is absolutely
life in America.
wow.
That is execution in America.
Yeah, that was.
There's three little boys. There's 3 little boys in that vehicle right now.
Yeah,
watching their dad be shot.
That's. I didn't put that up for any other reason to not be. We got to put the pearls down and start looking at this stuff and having it burned into our brain. This is horrible. That was an execution. Now, what's the condition of Jacob now? Do you guys?
He's stable.
Okay. Yeah, Jacob Blake was unarmed and shot 7 times in the back by police as he was trying to get in his car where his children were waiting. This is why we say defund the police, and sadly both parties are not listening. When we say defund the police, well, obviously their classes aren't teaching them anything and they're not learning anything, so let's reallocate. Amber,
that was a total lack of training right there. Can I tell you? The cop had no control. He had no authority. You know, the guy was walking away from him. So how dare you walk away from me? I can't stop you from walking away from me. So I'm just going to pull my gun and shoot you in the back. That's a serious lack of training.
Yeah.
Well, lack of training. They don't give a fuck. That's
what I was going to say.
Lack of compassion.
Lack of humanity.
Well, and if you check this guy's Facebook page out, because he's got his last name spelt backwards on Facebook, we found him yesterday. He makes light and fun and jokes about police shootings of colored people for years now.
Give him a call.
Yeah, call Kenosha City Attorney. I mean, this is, you know what this is going to cause more of.
And it did.
Yeah, and last night I didn't put any of the shots, but they were burning stuff up, right? What
hot time in the town last night?
Yeah, it was. This is terrible. This is Luke Rhetoric? Is that the guy's name? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not being doxxed. He's just, this is who you call. This is the guy's name, and he just basically tried to execute a guy getting in his car, and what is he going to say? What's the rhetoric going to be behind this? It's going to be, well, when a policeman tells you to stop and quit moving, you better do it or you're going to get murdered. So that makes you judge, jury, and executioner right there. So.
And the worst part of this is he was an innocent bystander who was driving down the road with his kids. He saw 2 women in a physical altercation, so he pulled over to break them up. That's why he was there. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
J9 Campbell in chat is saying that he had just gotten off suspension for shooting another unarmed person.
Yep.
What?
And this douchebag was a school police officer.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's who I want around
single one
kids.
of you, schools going back in session, make sure that your communities and your school districts are not getting any grant money. They are not funneling any money to armed officers on campus.
Little worm of a man. You could just tell he was one of those that was picked on as a child, and now I am going to be the one in power.
Now, didn't somebody get off in Tacoma recently for shooting somebody? Who was? What was that all about? Was that another
Same thing.
Same thing.
Straight up.
It happened in Texas. It happened in Louisiana this weekend. Where else?
We had one in Louisiana. Yep.
I mean, it's just, we have. It's just ongoing, and these are not like, oh my gosh, no, it's just really rare on occasion that it's actually caught on video, and that's the situation right here. None of the police had their body cams on, so this BS of we don't need retraining or refunding, we need to put more money into police so they can have body cameras is bullshit. They don't use them when they know it's needed. It's completely manufactured consent, and we need to stop funding them 100%.
Absolutely. That you were talking about the shooting in Texas, and some of you might remember this. This was a straight up execution. It was a hotel. The guy was on the floor. He was intoxicated. This video went on for minutes and minutes. It was probably 10 minutes into the video of the cop telling the guy to stay down, do whatever, and he just opens up on him. It was straight execution, and he was acquitted, last week?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the guy's begging for his life. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me.
So,
and also, it was Jacob Blake's son's birthday. Shared with you, Oz, was yesterday. So they were all at the freaking birthday celebration.
Speaking of Oz's birthday, I got a couple of slides. I found an old baby picture of Oz in the studio. Well, that says, well, when you really think about it, a belated birthday wish is technically a really early birthday wish for next year. So, yeah, I really sucked this year, but I'm already covered for next year. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry I missed your birthday.
Well, thank you so much. And is this my baby picture?
It is. It's Oz in the studio.
Aw, how cute. Yeah, you know what makes you what is the best thing about this picture? What am I thinking the best thing about this picture is? You guys that know me.
The haircut? You got hair?
I got hair. Yay! Ding 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 ding. That wasn't hard, was it? Yeah, last year at this time, my wife and I and our friends were hosting Burning on the Green. Big get out for Bernie, organizing event, and although it didn't last as long as we wanted it to, the Bernie Run, that is. That was a very nice event. I got to meet a lot of people for the first time that I've been working with for a long time in social media. So it was great, and let's do it again. But next time, let's make it a celebration of what we can do for as far as going forward. So anyway, I love your little avatars. You're such an avatar queen. Doesn't that look like Chanda?
I got to change her clothes every day and her hairstyle. I'm wearing my hair up today. I got to change my avatar. But you're getting a lot of love in the chat.
No,
they say you were born under the best sign as a Virgo.
Yeah, and insight and awareness. You know what? This is the cusp day. So Leo is going down and Virgo is.
Yeah, he does have some Leo tendencies, but he acts more like a Virgo.
Yeah. I got some Leo when I get on my rocket-powered soapbox and give everybody headaches. So yeah, that's me. That's me. So thank you very much, everybody. And everybody sang me happy birthday last night, and that was really nice. My daughter called me, so she's wonderful, supporting her dad. Where are we going to go now? We've got. Can I do this Marky thing and get it off my chest?
Yes, let's get it off your chest because you seem more concerned with it than any of us.
Well, I am. I'm pretty concerned.
Just to be honest,
I'm very concerned because one of our very good friends, Suzanne Murphy, she's in Massachusetts, and this affects her as well. Just like our people affect us. I would liken Marky to kind of an Adam Smith, Susan Delbini, Derek Kilmer, just all of them. He's just
Warhawk.
Yeah, Warhawk. He's, and people say, "Oh, Marky, he's been about the Green New Deal," and he signed on to Bernie's Medicare for All back in 2017. Well, kind of, but not really. He's a 40-year incumbent, and let's touch on the topic of healthcare real quick. Now, we've got people in the chat that are pretty good bullshit detectors, I think everybody. So here's what Ed believes. And instead of having issues, it's priorities. And to me, that minimizes things. It's all in the wordsmithing. Ed believes healthcare is a right, not a privilege. Okay, Ed. What kind of right? A human right? And that a strong healthcare system is the foundation for a robust economy. He is a fierce advocate for funding for medical research and guaranteeing every American affordable quality care and services. As an original co-sponsor, Bernie Sanders, Medicare for All, 2017, Ed has fought to create a federal single-payer healthcare system to provide comprehensive health insurance to every American. Okay, let's take that apart a little bit.
Bullshit.
Or I already did. So he's talking about economy. He's talking about insurance. He's talking about affordable. Can't one of these
platitude
can't one of these liars just say, I will get up there using my bully pulpit to fight for Medicare for all. No strings attached. Everybody's covered. It's expanded. It's made better. And we're going to join the rest of the developed world with guaranteeing as a human right health care to each one of our citizens. That's all I want to see. None of this wordsmithing bullshit. Amber, what's your feeling? Am I totally wrong on this or what?
I don't know. I think we're choosing the best of two evils, so it's
shit sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to get what you're going to get. I'm coming to the conclusion that anybody over the age of 60 should not hold elective office right now.
Me too. Boomers.
They just don't have a clue. They're clueless to the issues. They can't question our scientists. They can't question social media executives. They don't have the working knowledge to understand the world that is grappling and barreling at us at light speed.
Absolutely.
And they're making all the decisions.
Okay. Well, let's
and reaping the profits. So
I don't necessarily
that is a big problem.
I don't necessarily disagree with you when we're stuck with shit. As I've advocated vote all incumbents out. Okay. Yeah. And Kennedy's an incumbent in his current seat. I think he's in Congress there. So, but Markey's been in this show for 40 plus years now. And here's his contributor: League of Conservation Voters, DLA Piper, Harvard University, Wilmer Hale LLP. Now these are all kind of like under the wire, under the name they have. These are lobbying groups. These are special interest groups. Mass General, is that a hospital, a health insurance group? AT&T, one of my most hated. Freely and Driscoll, is that a law firm?
Comcast,
Dish. Bain Capital, that should speak billions to you right there. That's kind of like Mitt Romney's evil twin, or no, that's Mitt Romney's brother in crime.
Well, you're not a real candidate if you're not fundraising, Oz. What part? You're
right.
Viable. Well, I mean, Blackstone. Come on.
Viable.
Yeah, I should have got Kennedy's funding list up here too, because it's
but nobody makes it this far.
Yeah, I would like to see Kennedy's. Can I say that he gave the State of the Union rebuttal 2 years ago, and he totally turned my fucking stomach.
It was
so neo-lib.
It was honest. Yeah, and that's what I remember about Joe too. But okay, look at his record. Look at what he stands for, his issues.
He does stand for some good shit, like anti-vaxxing type stuff and some stuff like that. But he still takes a shit ton of corporate money, and that means influence from the corporate donors.
Well,
so
if you're gonna,
I'm just done playing this game. I will not support any candidate that's like that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But I'm telling you, see, look at this. We have Blackstone Group. We have Qualcomm, 20th Century Fox. This is Markey's people. Okay, come on.
That's not progressive.
That's not. None of this is progressive. None of it.
And to be fair, Bain Capital's contributed to both of them.
Yeah, I'm. And to be fair, yes.
Alphabet, Progressive Capital Group. Well, so he's putting Silicon Valley in his pocketbook.
We're having a friendly debate and I don't think we disagree on the crux, but as far as the race, a myopic look at the race, I'm going to say you better get behind Kennedy. And here's why. Here's why I'm behind Kennedy over Markey. Because Kennedy, although his language could be much improved on his healthcare position, he did co-sponsor Medicare for All. Jayapal has endorsed him. And I'll say Nancy Pelosi endorsed him maybe because of the the long-term relationship she had with Ted and everybody.
What does that tell you?
I know, but what does it?
What does that tell you, Oz? I feel like somebody body snatched your brain over the weekend with this crap.
Well, I'm just leaning in the other lane of.
I thank God I don't have to vote in that race, so I don't have to think about it.
This is a tough one
because it's shit sandwich and same thing.
And I try and juxtapose it. What would I do in Washington State? Well, I don't know. I Medicare for All. Kennedy, that's who's going to get my vote if they support Medicare for All.
Oh, good point, Jilly Love.
That's it. What'd Jilly say?
It's the Robert Kennedy Jr. That's the anti-vaxxer, not Joe Kennedy. Yeah, I got some problems with Joe Kennedy. Every time I've encountered him, I just get this neo-lib down my throat.
And this is Joe Kennedy number 3.
And his just to make this,
he is a neoliberal.
Yeah, and
I'm waiting on a second.
He did give a shitty neoliberal speech, and he caught hell for it. And as a matter of fact, I think I even wrote it in. Why are you listening to these consultants and speaking this horse shit? You didn't even deliver it worth a damn. It was terrible, terrible.
Hey, I'd love to have the dream of Camelot again, but it's never going to happen.
I know. So anyway, I just want to finish off on Markey. Now remember, this is my last stab at Markey. I'd rather be saying, oh, Joe Kennedy's this great. And, I'm not in Massachusetts and I haven't followed it this closely. But Markey's bill to deregulate Telecommunication Act with Bill Clinton, that was the knife in the back of the media, of independent media. So just that one point, because Bill Clinton and Markey pulled the Telecommunication Act and they reduced all the media companies from like 60. Fairness Doctrine, all that stuff. So they collaborated. It was Markey's bill, I believe, to kill the ability for independent media to have any kind of a spot for their platform, and the Fairness Doctrine. That was huge because news organizations back then were required to bring on the counter opinion group, but they wiped that out. So they basically solidified the corporate control of our so-called mainstream media outfits today. So that being said, if you're going to vote for one of them there, I would probably go with Kennedy. If you're going to even vote in that race, I hope you do. Because I am all for getting out all these incumbents, starting from scratch, turning the Etch-a-Sketch upside down. And believe me, I'm not singing praises to little Kennedy. But again, my brain has been snatched in this race to vote for the lesser of the two baddies. And
I think Barbara Bartleson would disagree with you.
Well, you know what? So would all of it. So would all of a big majority of social media and progressive media. They would Crystal Ball with Rising, Cenk Uygur with Young Turks, David Dole, National. They all got the call for Markey. Now, don't hate me, guys. I'm trying to use my critical thinking skills, and we've said before, we're not a damn choir in here. So if you'll just give me this and agree to disagree, that's fine.
I'll give it to you. You can have it. I'm not supporting either, so I'm clear.
Yeah. So I honest to God, I would even go so far as to invite other social media people to debate this. With people that are like-minded with me on this. I don't like them.
You should do a show with Suzanne Murphy because it's somebody that's in her.
That's a good idea. Right? I think Suzanne could actually articulate the position better. And do it more justice than I'm doing. But like I was saying, they're wanting us to vote for the lesser of two evils for Joe Biden. So I don't think I'm a hypocrite in that respect. So I can say it too, right? So again, Barbara, I'm
right. They tell us to vote for lesser.
I just don't. Looking at both campaign contributions, I don't see any fundamental difference.
Isn't that
me too?
Isn't that the litmus test? Truly, is that these days, because we just talked about the 19-year-old kid who did things in the past. Can't he evolve? Well, these guys, maybe they haven't evolved because they're taking dirty money from dirty organizations. So, but that kid might have evolved. The younger generation's going to be saddled with this horrendous mess that we're doing to the planet and everything else. So,
I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about that with the clips that I put up from Black Bear News.
Okay, is it 21 here? Is this it?
There's two of them because there's so much going on in the world, and I think the first one talks about what happened in Iowa.
Okay.
We have a crisis in Iowa that nobody even knows about.
Okay, I hope this is the right one.
All right, so let's watch this video about the derecho in Iowa that Iapo sent me. Hold on one second.
Okay, that's his bathroom. Oh.
I'm getting ready to take a shower at noon on a Friday with a lantern in the dark because I don't have power, and neither does about 500,000 Iowans. We suffered a natural disaster on Monday that there is absolutely no national news coverage on, so I'm going to talk to you about why you should care what is happening in Iowa right now. Early Monday afternoon, Iowa was hit with a derecho, which is basically a land hurricane in Iowa. My house was one of the lucky ones. We just had a bunch of trees go down in our driveway, but there are so many Iowans that are struggling right now. To put Iowa into perspective, we're #1 in corn production, #1 in soybean production, #1 in pig production, and #1 in egg production. And so far, almost 50% of the state's crops were destroyed in the storm. This picture was taken a couple days ago from space. The light green shading you see there is flattened fields. You can see it from space, and there is still no national news coverage.
Anyways, I just want to play that for you, that is an ongoing situation. In Iowa, they're still suffering effects from this derecho. So when she said there's no national news coverage, I had to stop and think about that. Like, I guess there really hasn't been a lot of news coverage about it.
So, yeah, this is Kevin over at Black Bear. If you don't follow him, he's an amazing reporter when it comes to climate issues. And we had heard that there was a windstorm and hurricane force winds, and they said a bunch of corn got knocked down. But that's all they've reported. I didn't hear that there was millions of people out of power. I didn't hear that 50% of the crops in Iowa were failing. We already have 30% of the crops in the UK have failed this year, not to mention what's failed in Africa because of the locusts. Why aren't they talking about this? One reason: food shortages. They don't want us to panic. The media does not want us to know what's coming. We had a 1.5 mile long food line yesterday in Brooklyn. 1.5 mile long line.
In Brooklyn. And they're stockpiling food in Washington State, right?
Yep.
Okay. And this is another clip?
This one is the water's warming in California. In La Jolla, they jumped to 77 degrees.
How do you do that in the ocean?
I don't fucking know. I was thinking, I want to go down there and swim in that. That's like a heated pool.
Yeah. So what's past? I know it hasn't been much over 60 in the past, right? 62, 63?
Right. And it doesn't jump 20 degrees. When our oceans change degrees, say from winter to summer, it's a slight variation, say 5 to 6 degrees, not 20 degrees. But can I tell you that there's something happening here called shifting baseline syndrome? And what that is the generations before and the younger generations, their memory of nature and the environment are totally different. And we're losing literally our history of our memory of what nature was and what it is now. So, for example, birds or bugs, the lower Elwha tribe here in Washington used to say the salmon were so thick in the Elwha River you could walk across them. Now, this was 100 years ago. And that sentiment is lost because we are not communicating that information from generation to generation. And especially now that we're spending so much time in front of computers in our house, not looking around, say you used to drive in the summertime and you'd have to stop every 100 miles and wash your windshield because there'd be so many bugs, right? Well, now you can drive hundreds and hundreds of miles and you don't have to wash your windshield because the bugs aren't there anymore. But we're consciously not remembering this. Each generation remembers it less and less and less.
All right, let's run it.
Nearly 20 degrees, hitting 77 in La Jolla. That is super warm for the Pacific Ocean waters. Scientists attribute the change to a big drop in upwelling. The heat wave is over, but it is having a lingering effect on temperatures of the ocean off San Diego County. Ocean temperatures have soared lately, largely because of the massive high-pressure system that produced the heat wave extinguished the northwest winds that were blowing warm surface waters away from the coast, allowing colder, deeper water to rise. The phenomenon is known as upwelling. Sea surface temperatures at the Scripps Pier in La Jolla shores hit 77.2 degrees on Thursday. That is, well, I mean, I'm sure it's delightful to swim in for sure, but very, very warm. The highest reading ever recorded at that site on August 20, and a figure that was almost 20 points higher than it was 3 weeks ago. We've gone from a daily low of about 60 up to 77, and it could go higher, said Alex Tardy, a forecaster of the National Weather Service. We usually don't see fluctuations like that. The average temperature at the pier this time of year is in the 70 to 71 degree range, the Weather Service said. Ocean temperatures in San Diego County have dropped into the 50s and 60s in late July and early August due to upwelling, leading many surfers to haul out their full wetsuits. The rapid warming isn't just happening in a pocket at the Scripps Pier. There is a lot of warm water offshore, so we could see ocean temperatures continue to rise.
Well,
that's what happens when the global Earth temperature rises, is the upwelling that causes these, the ocean to remain cool in the summertime when it's 130 degrees in Death Valley. They stop happening, and you've seen that over time. It also massively changes the ocean acidification rate. So it causes massive drops in aquatic life. They actually call it's like the California Current System or something, CCS or something. So you're pretty much destructing the marine ecosystem of the Gulf of Mexico on that, Baja Peninsula area. And when you look at what's happening above in the rest of the state, this is the San Francisco Bay area. So more fire nados, and so you've got this, it's like a vacuum. So you got a vacuum system happening, and it's getting higher in intensity, and so it's going to have larger impacts.
So, yeah, go ahead, Chanda.
I was just trying to read the chats. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, this is terrible. Of course, we've got the twin hurricanes or triplets now down in the Gulf. Do we have any stories covering that? I do know that Marco ripped apart last night, so he's been downgraded to a tropical storm that looks like it's going to hit the Gulf of Louisiana, which I used to live down there. Morgan City, those type of areas are going to get brushed. But what it seems like it's doing is it's opening the door for this second one to just come in and punch the crap out of them.
Yeah, you said hurricane, right? I'm sorry. I thought you meant hurricane. Forgive me.
Dude, I need one of those.
Yeah. I need one of those too.
Yeah,
does it come with like a pull-out grabber of the handle?
No, it does. It comes out with a snatcher with it, so I can snatch everybody bald-headed. Oh no, I want to be like me. No, they've got Marco's downgraded to tropical storm, but they're saying Marco. What's the one coming in? Lola or Laura?
Laura.
Laura. And then what's this little thing going down here on the?
Oh, nobody cares about the ones that hit Baja, Mexico.
Why don't they care about that?
That's the only one causing this super high.
I took atmospheric science when I was in college, in between being partied, drunk, and stoned, and I did learn a couple of things. This doesn't look good. I mean, it's a swirling motion. So what happens when they all kind of get together in the atmosphere? Do they create?
They don't know. They've never seen anything like this. The prediction models are all over the fucking place. I mean, it's doing swirlies and shooting off towards Florida, and then other models have it shooting into Texas. They just don't know. See, because we have two fronts, or our high pressure systems that are built up over most of Western United States, and it's bumping into that. And so Marco is opening the door for that second one to get a lot to just come roaring in. Basically, they've never seen anything like this. They can't predict it. They can't model it. Oh, we're gonna check on our live cam in La Jolla.
This is the fire cam. Fire cam. This is at John and Laura, Uphill Media, La Honda. It's really smoky today. No, that's not fog. It was a mixture of fog and smoke this morning, but it's looking a little smoky there. I'm kind of getting nervous for John and Laura down there.
Well, I think they get a marine layer in the morning is what I was reading last week, and then it pushes out in the afternoon. And I know I live on the coast, so I get a marine layer too. So I'm hoping that this is marine layer mixed with smoke, and by this afternoon it'll blow out.
Yeah, if you guys...
Well, the fun thing too is that hurricane, monsoonal moisture, we got a Hummer. Is also causing more lightning down in the southern part.
Yeah,
so
which causes more fires.
Wait for Baja and Mexico to catch on fire.
But they're not contributing this to climate change at all.
Why not?
How else are they going to disrupt us all? Come on.
Can't be.
I don't get it. I don't get it. If you want to go see this, it's on Uphill Media Live is the channel. That's the sister channel here. And it's live CZU Complex Fire, La Honda, California View Cam, South View. And if you just want to watch a bunch of hummingbirds, very peaceful, very restful to the mind. Yesterday I saw like 6 of them. And
at once, they'll come in a whole bunch at a time.
So beautiful. Some of them had bows and arrows and spears and swords, and they were fighting each other to get into those 3 little nipples there. Come on, John, Laura, put some more up there. No, I should.
They're kind of little bullies. Yeah, I have quite a few hummingbirds.
Yeah,
I have videos on my page where they come right up to me, but they do fight and they get very territorial. Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch.
They definitely.
I have a great recipe. I'll post one of these days on my hummingbird nectar. It's you go to the Mexican spices section of your grocery store or ethnic store if you have one nearby, and you get some hibiscus flowers dried.
Oh yeah,
and organic sugar and water.
Yeah, I bet they love that. They love hibiscus. Yes.
Well, what, can't you use regular sugar? Why do you got to use organic?
No,
you can use regular.
Do I want to kill them? No.
What? Little glyphosate?
We're already killing them.
Yeah, there's the look at that one. Get in there. Down that thing.
Just have to keep, see, I have my tattoo right here. This is my. Let's see if I can get it in the camera.
Oh, how pretty!
I can't. I have it.
Yeah.
Dang it!
Just bend a little more.
Yeah.
My hummingbird goes everywhere with me. I've been obsessed with hummingbirds and dragonflies for many years. I have a big dragonfly on the back of my neck.
Well, show everybody that one on your wrist. You were in the wrong. You were in the preview screen. Show it to him. See if you can get it.
I can't get it in the camera.
Oh, well, that's good. No, you had it there before. I'm sorry. So
one of these days I'll get it in.
Yeah, you maybe on. Boomer, Beauty and Boomer After Dark. You'll
I had my Indian totem ran for me many years ago, and so then I was obsessed with getting all of my spirit animals tattooed on my body.
Yeah, see, they are. What did John say? He said they go through 85,000 gallons of hummingbird food per week.
No, maybe a year.
I'm sorry, that's a lot. Well,
it looks like it's time to refill it.
Yeah, well, let's refill it with something here. I'm gonna.
It's a Kapmala.
This Kapmala, but we want to talk about Medicare for All. So let's see what this clip is. Did I play this already? I don't remember.
No, not that I remember. It's still Monday. I don't know. Got 5 minutes.
Well, let's turn it up so you can hear it.
And Senator Harris sat down for their first exclusive joint interview. And that was exactly the talking points that Joe Biden was on as well. Let's take a listen to that.
And I ask you this because you have pressure from the left. You have pressure from the center.
Look at that grin. I'm going to be the first president of the United States.
So on sort of the evolution on the issues, when you talk about health care that you see eye to eye, do you see a day when private insurance would go away as you once proposed?
No, and in fact, my plan when I was running was that we would not eliminate private insurance.
Even though you signed on for Medicare for all?
I signed on to that. I signed on to a number of bills that were about great ideas to fix the problem. I want to fix the problem. And Joe has a plan to fix the problem.
Oh, okay.
I'm fully supportive of it.
David, I think if I could just interrupt for just a moment.
Okay, Joe's button in.
The degree to which we disagreed in the primaries was on tactics. We both believe Medicare, the health care is a right, not a privilege.
Right.
And so I don't think we have any disagreement on
You have a right
the
to access.
basic question of what we have to do as a nation.
First of all, these people are so dishonest. Yeah. I mean, she's like, oh, private insurance. I never said private.
I forget what her plan was even called. It was like
she didn't even come up with a catchy, Medicare for those who want it, Pete did,
I'm trying to remember. There were some hilarious ones. Monikers. It was like Medicare for Americans who want it. Yeah.
Well, and let's just briefly recall, Kamala co-sponsored. It's not like she just was sort of gave some tacit support to it. She was a co-sponsor of Medicare for All. She ran Facebook ads to build her own list about how she was such a champion for Medicare for All. The moment donors were like, we're not down with that, she's like, me neither. What are you talking about? I was never for that. I have my own plan.
She
and
also
it's nothing like Medicare for All.
Remember at that debate, whenever they asked.
But she didn't hear it, Sagar.
Yeah, but she was like, I thought you meant eliminating my private health insurance. No, you didn't.
Okay.
That's the biggest lie.
But the piece I want to get to, that we're going to hear this a lot, is that line from Joe Biden about how we agree on the substance. We just disagreed on the tactics, right? And that's how Obama is framing the difference between Bernie and Joe. It's just on the tactics. What does it mean to support healthcare as a right when the plan that you are pushing for, that, by the way, your own aides are now backing off from as even that being too far, when that leaves millions of people uncovered? Like, what does it matter if you somewhere in your head or your heart think maybe that healthcare should be a right and not a privilege, if when you have power, you have already told people you are not going to accomplish that goal? So don't fall for this talking point. And we heard it from Obama, heard it from Rahm, now we hear it from Kamala and from Joe. You're going to hear this over and over again. And it's gaslighting, pure and simple, because they may say they support, we support in general the principles of the Green New Deal, but we have a different tactic to get there. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you are admitting up front that you are not going to fight for healthcare to be a right and not a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be eminently clear. It is very much gaslighting. It's the same way that, the Romney people and others will be like, well, we're all on the same team here, right? They'll be like, we're all working towards the same.
I can't listen to Sagar anymore.
Same old story, same old story. I'm ready for some change.
Well, let's hear it from the horse's ass. I mean, the horse's mouth. One second. Here we go. That was a cheap shot, Oz. Damn it. Kamala, this was 2018. You judge for yourself, everybody.
The reason that I am supporting Medicare for All is it's pretty basic. I believe that it's simply the moral and ethical thing to do. Healthcare should be a right for everyone in this country and not a privilege for the few. We need to have a system where we're being smart, where we're maximizing our ability to ensure that every American has access to health care. And we know the best way to deal with an epidemic is prevention first. Caring for a sick person once they get to the emergency room is too little, too late, and just too expensive. With Medicare for All as our goal, we will be able to ensure that Americans are having access to the health care that they need from the day they are born and for the rest of their lives. It's smart for us as taxpayers, and most importantly, it's just the right thing to do.
What? You don't go to the ER every time that you've ignored a health issue so long that you're about to drop dead? Because that's the only way I know how to do it, being a poor person for the last 20 years.
Was that really 2008?
18.
Did you say?
2018.
And she knew a pandemic was coming. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's psychic. I have to say, I think she nailed it right there, because she actually used access to healthcare in the proper context. That was the only way you use access to health care by tying it right into Medicare for all. So good for you, Kamala. Now, how did you get replaced with this corporate bot from going from here to there? I've got to tell you,
I called her.
Yeah,
You sign on the dotted line.
yeah, she got the call from the bat phone. I also have to say that anyone worth their salt should be able to do a 52-second spot without a damn effing teleprompter. I mean, these people are all using teleprompters. Now, maybe it's different when you've got the pressure, but I used to perform in front of thousands of people singing. And in plays, I didn't have a teleprompter. I mean, my lines would run, 10, 15 seconds. But there were like 30 lines in the damn thing. Now,
they're so busy calling donors every day, getting that money from Mama Bear. They ain't got time to memorize lines, damn it.
Oh, God.
Busy.
Somebody...
And if you go off script and actually say what you think, you're sure as hell screwed.
Yeah, that's part of it,
Definitely
too.
not getting elected.
Well, okay. You know, you guys...
I brought some teleprompter off scripts from Joe Biden. It's called the ABCs of Biden.
Oh, God, let's go do that. Let's go.
This is what happens when they go off the teleprompter.
So not like his pre-recorded thing that he did for his speech the other night.
No.
This is the real deal. Okay, check it out, everybody. This is a gift from Chanda. I'm sure it's going
Collars down.
Very informative.
He's being very relaxed and cool.
A is for
all men and women created by you know the thing.
B is for
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
C is for
Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
D is for
Don't worry, I'm so serious. Children, I love to hear them.
E is for
An excuse to walk by the dealer and say, no, I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
F is for
Friend, and she's a friend. She's been my friend in and out of public life.
G is for
Go to Joe 30330.
H is for
Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
I is for
I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate.
J is for
Just look at the record.
I have President Biden, Vice President Biden.
Well, I tell you what, if you look at my record and you still doubt about my commitment, then you should vote for somebody else.
K is for
Kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
L is for
The lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
M is for
Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear work.
N is for
NATO.
O is for
The only African American woman that's ever been elected to the United States Senate.
P is for
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
R is for
Rest her soul, and although your mom's still alive.
S is for
Send a text to the word united.
T is for
Truth over facts.
U is for
Union workers, the UAW took incredible cuts in their future.
V is for
I'll vote for somebody else.
All right, thanks so much. W is for
Wait. You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
X is for
Xi Jinping.
Y is for
And you ain't black.
Z is for
She's sleeping?
classified as essential. So this is an
Happy poo. I just wanted you guys to have some authentic Biden this morning.
No, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister.
I hate it when we get confused. Sister wives.
Sister, wife, husband.
I'm going to turn you in for Oz abuse, Chanda.
Oz abuse? What did I do?
You get that ABCs now. I'm going to have visions of that in my head all day long. Melissa wants us to put this link in the rundown so she can have it. So that's really
Yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah. Once again, to my point, somebody challenged me the other day. Oh, yeah, like you could do Joe Biden's 30-minute speech. You know what? Maybe I could, because I was a stage actor and I was a singer. And if you gave me a pitcher of Adderall and had me sleep for 3 days before the speech, I could probably do it quite well. So anyway, I encourage you all to go back without the biases of MSNBS and CNN about how great and monumental the speech was. Just listen to the speech. If you can find one iota of substance in that speech, instead of the George Bush Sr. tiny points of light in the universe crap, then I'm wrong. So anyway, that's great. How much? What do we got left? Let's talk. We're running a little long today, but that's good.
A little long today.
But I got too verbal. But let's cover
Love
this.
Jamie Deluxe.
Yeah. Let's cover this one. This is what is this? This is people chaining themselves to the front of their mortgage companies or courts, or what is that?
Courts. Is this the one in Louisiana where they're trying to stop them from landlords from entering the courthouse to evict them?
Yeah. I think this is probably it. So let's run this clip and we'll go from there, and then we'll close out for the day. Let's see what we got.
Of course, that's tragic. Don't you want people who are like, I am on unemployment and I'm in a union and none of my union brothers and sisters are able to go to work, and we don't know what's coming for us, and we don't have, our rights have been stripped, all that. They don't care.
Yeah,
I haven't heard it once.
Instead, they focused on, Biden passing the Violence Against Women Act
in the 90s.
In the early 90s.
And John Kasich.
And RNC has said one of their major themes this week is going to be cancel culture.
Right.
I'm sure that's really top of mind for the millions of Americans who are facing foreclosure and eviction and struggling to feed themselves and let alone their family. It's a woman that they quote in the Washington Post that they interviewed. She admitted that she's having to steal food to feed her kid, right? That is the state that we're in, and yet, if you watch the media, if you watch what the two major political parties are doing, you'd think that this wasn't happening. You would have no idea of this level of fallout that so many people are facing. So we're going to stay on top of it, bring you all the latest always, because I think this is one of the most important and completely undercovered stories of our time.
Absolutely.
And I agree with you, Sagar. At some point, there's going to be reckoning, because these numbers,
Eventually
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how else the economy can all be geared towards the top 20% and all that, 80% of economic activity, et cetera. But at a certain point, when hundreds of millions of people don't have money to spend, something has to crash somewhere. I mean, somebody's got to buy something from Amazon, right? Like, there have to be customers from many of these other tech companies and others. And eventually, the kind of artifice that we have going on right now with the Federal Reserve and more, it's going to crash down. And at that point, who's going to be holding the bag? Biden, Trump? They don't seem to disagree really on all that much whenever it comes to how they should respond economically.
If they do, they're not really saying so.
Both elites.
So what are they talking about? They're talking about everything but what's happening that's throwing people out of their homes, and they're losing their jobs and their insurance. They're talking about what cancel culture. What else are they talking about? Tax cuts?
Oh, we're going to have fun tonight. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know. I can only have my drink on Saturday nights, right?
Yep.
No, okay.
No.
All right. Just Saturday nights.
You can have an extra birthday one.
Well, okay. Yeah, I might need it tonight. Anyway, I wanted to get this one in quickly for Amber. Can you just tell us about this one? This is from the Rockefeller Foundation, of all places.
Oh, sure.
Oh, my favorite. Love those boys.
Yeah. So they did this post live discussion after their little discussion of the fragility of global supply chain, and imagine that we had a pandemic, and imagine that our food supply has been disrupted. Just for a moment, imagine that.
Okay, I'll imagine it.
And then after this, maybe you can show the beautiful picture of the people picking fruit under the wildfires.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a really gorgeous shot. We're letting them reinvent our global food chain. So, I hate to break it to you, Cheeseman, but vegan food is definitely on the menu. And it's not the kind you want to put in your body.
Exactly.
And nobody really wants to talk about that. But they are banking on it, betting on it. And the more that they can disrupt actual food chain, like a magical derecho in the middle of the night that's never happened, the better, because they need that disruption to happen for them to force in the fourth global economic revolution.
We have to be dependent on their food sources.
Well, what do you mean? You hate to break it to them. It's not vegan food. It's going to be what? Soylent?
No, it is going to be vegan food. It's going to be patented. It's going to be owned. It's going to be, lab created. It's not natural sources. That's what they're counting on.
So they're going
to. They're putting all their financial wealth is going into this, from breast milk to burgers to
It's going to be biomatter that's poisoned.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
And our politicians have already passed laws saying that they don't even have to fucking tell us.
So it is Soylent Green. So
Yes,
the food
absolutely.
Okay.
Wonderful company, not
Jesus Christ.
Scanner Darkly.
Back in the 70s when that movie came out, I used to kid about Nabisco being the Soylent Green factory. I mean, it really is. And didn't Chanda, didn't you just say a few minutes ago something on the order of they're changing the whole dichotomy, the dynamic of our society through these wretched means of co-opting our rights, of forcing us to eat their shit, of forcing us to fight their wars? Isn't that what you were alluding to? Is this kind of shit?
That's what I'm always alluding to. It's the truth. It's what's happening. Open your eyes.
But this is environmentally friendly, so
so it's okay. And you know what? The younger generation actually believes this. When I first joined the Democratic Party, I worked a lot with the young Democrats, and these are kids that are in college, and they are absolutely 100% supporting GMOs and getting behind it, because that's what's going to feed the world in the future. And we're just scared, fear mongers that don't understand the good potential of this Franken meat and the GMOs that can feed the world.
This is Bill Gates on steroids. This is Bill Gates and every friend imaginable right next to him, using all their wealth to control what the future is going to hold. We already know you're getting in trouble now for throwing away food, for any waste. So when you're stuck in the food bank line and you throw anything away that may be bad for you or shitty for you, they know exactly what they're doing. Disrupt the actual.
I'm going to the food bank this afternoon. I'm going to record it just so everybody can get a look at how we're doing it now.
Yeah, and to the chat, any of you that have to use social safety nets, record it. The post office, what's going on there?
And don't be ashamed. Do it. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. For many, many years as a single mother, I went without. I struggled. I was ashamed. I can't ask for help. I just need to work harder. I'm not pulling myself up by my bootstraps. But I am now older and wiser and realize, you know what? It takes a community. It takes a village. Ask for help. Build your networks. Have your friends that can help you out. I tell you what, saved my ass more times than I can count lately.
Well, just don't become like, what's that family that had all the kids, the 15 kids or whatever?
Waltons?
No, not the Waltons. They were
Family Robinson.
No, they made a reality TV show about it. It wasn't
the religious folk.
Yeah, it wasn't the Donner Party. They ate them.
Christies? No, they're rich.
No, the Duggars. The Duggars?
The Duggars.
The Duggars.
Oh, they were terrible people. I won't even get into that.
Well, I think they still are terrible people. I think. And what about the Octomama? What was the deal with her?
I don't have a lot of bad shit to say about Octomom. She got a bad rap. She really did.
But she pumped out 42 kids at once, or what? What was
something like that? But she's been a very dedicated mom over the years, and she has stayed out of the headlines. I will give her that.
Well, I want to give a shout out to that brings up Christine, the natural progressive. I talked to her this weekend. She's doing a little bit better. She wanted me to say hi to everybody. She's just got a lot on her plate, and we know how stressed, because I'm having anxiety every day. So I got to call the heart doctor to see if my Jarvik 20 is ready yet. So
change your diet.
Yeah, change your diet. Eat healthy. Eat real vegan, not that processed bullshit like Cheeseman says. But anyway,
I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it a million times. You can eat healthy, and it can still be causing all of the same things that the unhealthy food is if it's not organic. And that's really, really important. You need to eat 100% organic, and you have to continually detox. on top of it.
Yeah, you're not going to get an argument from there. And the curveball you get with eating organic is who got paid off to classify it organic. Doesn't mean that you still don't go. You just say, fuck it, none of it's organic. No, you do. You do your research. You find out if it actually really is organic. And you do your best to stay in that lane. I know
Absolutely
that,
not.
I feel better when I don't eat garbage that we know is toxified and things.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, we'll see how much organic stuff I can get from the food bank today.
Yeah, well, that should be good. I'm sure they.
If I had to, if I was 100% reliant on on food bank food, I'd probably be dead. And I know that.
Yeah, well,
I know that about a large
when
portion
people
of our-
tell me to quit smoking, I'm like, yeah, well, I got to quit oatmeal too because it's full of Roundup. So,
Oh yeah,
it's going to kill me first.
700 times what's allowable.
Oh God,
Quaker.
700
for
times.
breakfast.
All right, well, let's do our. What are we doing? What are we going to do tonight? We're going to do.
Oh, I had a card up for tonight on our slide deck. If you want to check out slide number 1 on the Boomer deck.
Slide number 1. Let's find slide number 1. That's title.
Oh, it's not. It's on the Boomer deck. I didn't put it on the Dives deck.
Beauty and the Boomer.
Anyways, we are going to watch the clown show.
The clown show.
RNC clown
show. The Bozo Circus. That's
Bozo
right.
Circus.
I found it.
Tonight.
I found it.
The RNC Clown Convention.
I love.
More power to you.
Yeah. Here's a sample of Chanda's animation. Is the Bozo Circus. I love this. Isn't that nice? Look at those little and here's Oz judging, and Shanda's going, "Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer." So
Okay, Boomer.
yeah. Thank you so much for that.
10-4 dinosaur.
Yeah, Bozo Circus tonight. That's going to be cool. What else do we have this week? Joey had a good show. What was it? Friday night with Elysian Venon. She's a candidate down in California, supporter of the Movement for a People's Party, and then Nikki Brana. Nick, is it Nick or Nikki? Nick Brana. He's the great PR man. Very interesting fellow. I hope he accomplishes what he's setting out to accomplish with the folks.
Yep.
And let me see what else. What else we got going on? We got something going on.
I don't know. Are you doing a brand new feature this Friday?
Yeah, Friday night, 7 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
Pacific.
7 Pacific. That'll be fun. I am so looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, and Chanda had a very fun accidental activist on Friday night. Check that out. Again, if you can throw us a couple bucks in Patreon. It was fun. It was fun.
The Beauty and the Boomer was fun on Saturday, but
Yeah.
it was just normal grind for the accidental.
I got to tell you, it's such a relaxing show. I'm really liking that one. I like the dive because I get to make a hot mess of things. We're missing our Rhonda. Rhonda, get your buns in
We are missing
here.
our Rhonda more than we can say.
Women's Wednesday this week, and everybody, don't hold your breath for anything to fundamentally change.
No, and go out there and find out what's happening in your community and figure out, go stand for something. Stand on the corner. Stand by yourself.
Stand in front of your post office if you have to.
Post office in front. We've got. I know here in Washington we have a lot of Black and people of colors families who have been targeted. Their houses have been shot at, and we are standing to protect them. That is our role as people who are anti-fascist. That is a thought process. That is not a group. I will say 9 million times to all my racially insensitive friends and sadly family members. This is what we need to do right now. It is the right thing to do, and it's what our kids need. And back to school, baby.
Yeah,
back to not school.
Back to school.
It's time to roll with the changes.
Changes. By the
Coming
way,
at you fast.
hey,
so
I
pay attention.
just saw Chris Foster and Al Walsky. I didn't give them a shout out
Chris
earlier.
Foster, welcome.
And there's Kelly Lane. Hi, Kelly. We got to get together and do some work this week, I think, Kelly. And Cheese, of course, our resident vegan superhero. We're going to go out with, this is Changes, Roll with the Changes. And this is a cover from what group?
Well, it was original REO Speedwagon, but this is a young and up-and-coming band. This only had 20,000 views on it, and I think they rework it and do a really good job of it.
I do too. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day, everybody. Roll with the changes because they're coming and you're going to be rolled.
keep on rolling, keep on rolling. Ooh, roll with the changes. And I am willing to take the break that we are on the brink of. My cup is on the table, our love is spilling, waiting here for you to take and drink of. If you're tired of the same old story, oh, turn some pages. I'll be there when you are ready to roll with the changes. I knew it had to happen. Felt the tables turning. It got me through my darkest hour. Heard the thunder clapping, felt the desert burning until you pulled